Hey, what's going on? It's John with John Break Stuff. Today I'm assembling a 3D printed tram for my X-Carve setup. I printed this off Thingiverse. A guy by the name of Will out of Alabama is the one that redesigned it off of, I believe, Atari Jeff's original design. Anyway, I'll link his stuff down at the bottom. But let's get started. I did have to make one modification, and that's to this point right here, because the one that I have has this, so I needed to make sure that it had room to fit, and so I had to modify that a little bit. I'd use the Dremel on it, nothing fancy, just make it work. But I decided to go ahead and use a drill bit instead of the 1/4-inch threaded rod, just because I had that on hand. So start with that. I haven't got a set screw. And this stuff is just straight off the printed bed. I spent a pretty good time adjusting my 3D printer, trying to get it set up to where it runs pretty good. So far I've been real happy with it. It works out really well. Next. Pretty good fit on these. May not even need the retention nuts. We'll put them there just to be sure. Nothing backs out on them. It's a pretty nice fit so far. I can keep the socket in my fat fingers. But I did this out of PLA. I got some ABA, but I haven't really had a chance to do anything with it yet. It's a lot stronger than this. I just gotta get an enclosure just to kind of keep that air a little cleaner when I'm printing that. All in all, this thing took about 8.5 hours to print. I probably could have did it on a bit of a faster setting, but I think just rather go ahead and spend the time. I just set it overnight, kind of set it, forget it, and let it go. Nothing to it. This was designed for the Harbor Freight Pittsburgh ones, which I just got one digital, and then the other one I have is a little better quality. I forget where I picked it up at, even though it was made in China, but you know, it's got a dial on it. Who wants to take the time to read that when you can just do everything digital nowadays? This side's got a little bit more ease to it. It wasn't quite as tight as the other side. I've done some recent upgrades to my CNC. I had one of the first generations of X-Carves to come out. I've had it for since darn near they opened up. And, since then, I've done a lot of modifications to it. Right now, I'm running screw drives on all axes, and I just recently installed a tramming Z-axis, or axis. I put that on last night, so I really haven't had a chance to fool around with it too much. I've noticed on some of the later carves that I've been doing with it, I got a little bit of a line on it. I did some test carves after I installed the new router holder last night, and it's getting some pretty bad lines through it, so I definitely need to get it trimmed up. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Nothing to it. We'll go ahead and do a video of me tramming out the X-Carve. I don't think I've seen too many of them. I've never done it myself, so it'll be an experiment for everybody, I guess. But I've watched a few videos, and I stayed at a Motel 6 last night, so that pretty makes me an expert. But anyway, all right, thank you guys for watching. Wish me luck with this thing. Hopefully I'll get this back up and running the way I want it. And if you have any questions, shoot down in the comments. Give me a like, subscribe, all that other BS. And y'all take it easy.